Up a little bit. There you go. Click.
Okay.
Yep. All right, there you go. I need you to stop recording and stop with the virtual thing first, but now we're good.
All right, dope.
All right.
Yeah, otherwise, I told everyone on Discord, Twitch, and YouTube.
Sweet.
I said, mostly fantasy football today.
Yeah.
But, we'll talk about other things, maybe TwitchCon too.
We can talk about a little bit of TwitchCon.
Since that's going on. There's another. Oh. Yeah, never mind.
Well, let's start off with this. We're going into week 3.
Yep.
How are you feeling about fantasy football, just in general?
Good.
So far, year's going pretty good.
Yeah.
Everything's going more or less how you wanted it.
Some things too good. I'm not. There's a lot of injuries right now.
Yeah.
But a lot of those guys I don't have. I don't have AJ Brown in any leagues. Cooper Kupp only one.
Yeah.
Addison none. Pacheco just one. So, I don't know, how banged up are your squads? Because there's a lot of injuries for going into week 3. Like, that's the unusual thing.
So I have a lot of injuries, but I'm not worried about it because it's just week 3. And if this is the injury bug part of the season, then I'm getting it out of the way early. Then everybody's going to get it a little bit later, and it's just moving on.
Yeah, hopefully.
I get an injury bug a little once a year, so
it's just normally the end of the year.
Exactly. So I'm getting it out of the way now, and then we're gonna move on. I think I'm right along the board. Right, I have 1 or 2 squads that I don't have a win in yet, and one of those I kind of don't really care too much. A couple of those I'm right in the middle, right, 2 and 2, and then there's a couple I'm undefeated. So it's kind of like I have a mixed bag. It's not panic season.
Well, no one should be panicking yet.
Well, with the people we play with, they panic after week 1.
Yeah. Well,
and it's just like, calm down and just chill out.
I mean, some of them, 10 minutes into the noon games, week 1,
Yeah. Or we have one guy that's like, oh, my season's over just because JJ went down. And it's like, dude, he just has a fucking bruise. He's fine.
He'll be back. There's been some guys, too, that have popped off that, one of them, Ramondre Stevenson, I would have told you that's not, his 20 points a game, that's not going to last all year.
No. And
he almost ended last night negative, or Thursday night negative.
Well, I didn't even watch the Jets game because I thought it was just going to be a shit show anyway, right? Because the Jets haven't been playing great, more or less. Rodgers hasn't been more or less playing great, but he did play really good this season on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Jets running back room, we always knew was going to be good, right?
Right away. Which,
that's kind of just a given, right?
Dude,
I feel like.
So I need to tell you too, before I made my Jets pick, I remember watching the draft when they took Braylon Allen, and I'm just like, okay, are we just trying to give the Jets the Super Bowl? Like, what's going on here? PFF, Pro Football Focus. Pro Football Focus had Braylon Allen rated their number 1 back for rushing. So now they split it up rushing and receiving. For rushing, he was number 1.
For rookies or period?
All running backs,
That's
which is
ridiculous.
nuts for a 4th round pick.
Yeah.
After week 3, nuts.
The thing is, you can't win the Super Bowl though with just running backs. Aaron Rodgers hasn't been playing great until he got to the Patriots, and the Patriots are awful. They're so bad. Brissett, we knew going into it. Brissett just isn't going to be very good. Drake could be good. That offensive line is so bad. He got sacked 4 times? And he was there for nothing. They need to be tested, and they haven't been tested yet, I would say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Rodgers is also throwing fits on the sidelines, and they were demolishing the Patriots. So you can root for them all you want. Roger.
Well, I mean, are you saying like with Robert Saleh, like the weird or
Well,
whatever?
you had that weird thing with Salah too, but there was a couple times too. He was on the sidelines actually throwing fits because some of the players were like celebrating a little bit that they had a touchdown, and he's like mean mugging them and throwing temper tantrums. It's like, dude, like you're winning. What do you? What's the problem here? So, there was a little bit of that, but hey, as long as they're winning, hey, I hope he does well because I have him on fantasy and I can't have him go down.
Who else from the Jets do you got in leagues? You
I
got
have
Brees
Garrett
and
Wilson.
Braylon. You got Garrett Wilson. Oh, yep.
In a different league, and then, I mean, I got each of them, but I have them spread out, which is how you're
I will
supposed to
say
do it.
Garrett Wilson's one guy that's he fantasy wise he's putting up okay numbers.
Yep.
You'd probably want more out of a first round pick, but
Yeah.
he's one guy too that's kind of pissing me off in terms of them being my Super Bowl pick. Last night, or I don't know why I keep saying last night. Thursday night, there was one deep ball. He quit run or he got a penalty because he wasn't set after going in motion. He just started going.
Yeah.
Rodgers overthrew him a little bit, but still, it's just like. Then there was one play Rodgers was telling him to get set and where to line up. You go back to week 1. I didn't watch week 2. There was another go ball he just quit on.
Yep.
And then there was another play. Everyone knew the signal but him. I remember watching the Manning cast, and he was like, dude, you go over this all week. How do you not know the signals week 1? So Garrett Wilson's upset me a little bit, and then I mean, it was kind of funny. Week 1, they were throwing him nonstop, and then he got stupid. And okay, Aaron Rodgers was just like, I'll throw to Lazard,
Yeah.
you know. So Alan Lazard's kind of a weird one in fantasy too. Off to a great start
Yep.
for someone that basically didn't get picked in redraft leagues.
Yep.
I did think. Well, everyone thought Mike Williams was going to play more. I mean,
Yep.
ADP-wise, he went before. So, are they easing him in? Will he play more? We'll see.
It's just the injury proneness is always a worry, that's why he's perfect for best ball. But
Yeah.
if he's not playing, though, that's a problem. That Alan Lazard, though, is kind of where I lump in with like Brandon Cooks. It's like everybody hates on him, but when they play, they usually put up big numbers. That's why they're perfect for best ball. Perfect.
No.
Because they're super late picks. Everybody sleeps on them.
Yeah. And, right, their ADP is so low, you know, do you want to take a shot on them or some rookie that's never played it down, you know?
Exactly.
And it's not even like an early pick rookie. It's a, 4th or 5th round rookie that, you probably never really heard of.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That's kind of changed a little bit. I think one of the more interesting matchups, even though I think it's going to be low scoring this week, is actually going to be the Vikings game, right? Because Mixon's going to be out. Nico Collins is hurt. I don't know if he's out or not. And then they're also backup running back. He's out. I forget his name. Behind Mixon.
Oh, Damian Pierce.
Yeah, Damian Pierce is
Yeah.
out. So we have Cam Akers
Yeah.
coming back to be the starting running back, basically. And then on the Vikings side, right, you have Addison out, Dallas Turner's out.
Why isn't he playing? I didn't know about that.
His knee.
Did he play last week?
He played last week. He left mid-4th quarter because his knee kind of buckled or whatever.
Oh, I missed that. Fuck.
During a special teams play. But he's only going to miss this week.
Why do they got him playing special teams? What the fuck?
He's only going to miss this week, though. He'll be back for Packers the following week. Obviously, Hawkinson's out for another 2 weeks minimum.
No.
But he should be back. No matter what, Hawkinson should be back after London. London is the 50-50, I'm sure. They might just rest him because it's just a London game. No matter what,
Yeah,
after
we're just
London, he'll be back.
We're just going to lose anyways.
No. But how are you feeling right now about this game? I find this one the more interesting games of most of the noon games, just because of the amount of injuries and the players that are actually going to play. Because obviously JJ's playing, right? He had a little bit of an injury scare, but it was just a bruise.
Well, I got more confidence in the Texans.
Yeah.
Like if that's what you're trying to get out of me. You know who else is coming back to Minnesota is Danielle Hunter.
I did see that. Yep.
And you telling me now that Dallas Turner isn't playing, that kind of scares me. Or
Yeah.
top pass rusher against C.J. Stroud. Oh, Diggs too. He's coming back. Oh.
Well, okay.
they're not.
The Texans' whole offensive line is all second string. Their whole offensive line is hurt and out. And mostly, they've gone through 2 centers already this year.
Well,
It's their third string center. Going to
Yeah,
be giving
I
the
guess
ball
we'll
to C.J. Stroud. That's my
we'll
biggest
see.
thing.
Yeah, well.
So, I mean, as you could probably guess, I've picked the Vikings for this week just because of the injuries. I think they might have a little bit of a head on this one.
Yeah.
But I think this is more 50-50 than people are giving it credit for. I think most of
No.
ESPN, Sports Center, it's just, hey, Texans. Vikings have been playing with injuries all season so far. This is nothing new to them. The center thing is a little worrisome, though, for C.J. Stroud. And I think for fantasy owners of C.J. Stroud should be a little bit worried because he's going up against basically a broken offensive line. He could get hurt real easy this game. Harrison
We'll
Smith
see.
up the gut.
Yeah, if they blitz them, I guess. Yeah, we'll see.
Let's see, what other games, big games are we?
Chargers, Steelers.
Yeah, okay. I think Russell Wilson's not actually hurt. I think they purposely not playing him. I think he's so bad now that they're faking this injury so that they can just save face, and Justin Fields is better.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I
Fields
think
didn't have 200 yards passing against the Falcons, and last week it wasn't great either.
here's the thing. Here's how I was thinking about this too. Is let's say Kirk Cousins wasn't ready, right, for week 1. So Michael Penix went in, and Michael Penix was decently fine. They won rather than what happened in week 1, right? They won. It was good. People are more excited for this rookie. You're gonna keep Michael Penix in even if Kirk Cousins is ready week 2 probably, because you have the momentum. Here you have 2 weeks. You're 2-0. You don't take Justin Fields out. You keep the momentum,
But they're not 2-0 because of offense.
but you're still 2-0. Justin Fields hasn't been playing bad. He has a bad offensive line that keeps tearing him down. The receivers are dropping balls. It's not Justin Fields. Justin Fields hasn't been the problem, is kind of what I'm saying. And I think Justin Fields, in this moment, is better than Russell Wilson. And they were showing it at camp.
Well, Russ hardly practiced. I mean, we'll see. If they're doing that with Fields, okay, but I'm not. I don't know.
Hey, man, that's you.
They are
fantasy quarterbacks.
I have Fields in leagues too, but yeah, I mean, just with me, the story of the team's the defense.
Yeah.
T.J. Watt. I think they're still 2-0 with Russ, and
No.
I think whoever they play at quarterback is fine. But, so, okay, if they need a field goal, 2 minutes left in the game, you would rather have Fields than Russell Wilson? They were both healthy?
Yes.
No.
100%.
That's where I'm a little different.
Russell Wilson.
That's,
Okay, 2 years ago, Russell Wilson didn't even have 10 touchdowns in a season. Like, in all season, he didn't have even 10 touchdowns. He couldn't get double digits.
Well,
In the
bad
season
team.
prior, he got He basically got cut mid-season. Like, you
How
can't...
good was Justin Fields 2 years ago? Why did he get traded if he's so good?
The Bears are stupid. I mean, let's be real. You wait until you ship away Justin Fields and then you build an actual team for Caleb Williams, and Caleb Williams is not performing. Caleb Williams is looking awful. But you wait till Justin Fields is gone to give a quarterback an offensive line. Justin Fields is one of the most hit quarterbacks in the league. So, I mean, if you don't set up a quarterback for success, he's not going to be successful.
So, do you think Fields is slightly better than Russ or way better than Russell Wilson? In terms of just, if your life depended on it, they need to win one game.
I don't think he's that much better because I don't think we've seen his full potential. But I think Justin Fields is more mobile. I think a lot more accurate.
Yeah, that's where we're different. I like Russ's arm more.
And he's significantly younger. I mean, if you're gonna tell me I have to build a team, I'm choosing Justin Fields.
Well, we're just saying one game your life depends on it, that kind of thing.
I'm taking Justin Fields. You have to take the more mobile. Have to. That's why I'm more. I know you're on the opposite side. I have the Colts this week. I took the Colts this week as well.
Yeah. You would have such a good record if you didn't take the Colts every week. And I just know we're going to be saying that.
I have the Colts this week. I have the Colts. Caleb Williams is awful. Awful. I'm off that fucking... He tricked me so good with Hard Knocks. I should have never watched it.
All the rookie quarterbacks are struggling. They have it physically. They don't have it mentally.
I like Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels actually looks pretty decent. I just don't like Washington.
I mean, he had no touchdowns against the Giants, and we just tore up the Giants the week before.
Because Sam Darnold actually looks fucking great. I think it also plays into coach. I think KOC is probably one of the best coaches in the league.
For offense, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like our coaches a lot. Our GM, no.
He's one of the best in free agency. One of the best GMs in free agency. And trading.
That J.J. McCarthy better be a hit because, again, we gave the Jets a 4th-round pick, and that's looking like Rookie of the Year. Just saying, with Braylon Allen, like that.
Well, odds
that trade already isn't aging well.
The odds are we were never going to take Braylon Allen. If they just signed Aaron Jones.
We should have.
No.
And the Packers should have too. He literally grew up in Wisconsin, went to college there. They're so stupid. We're not taking him.
Okay. Right now, okay. What happens in a couple of years? They're just going to trade Breece Hall? You're not going to keep 2 dynamite running backs. You're just not. You can't. You can't sign them both.
Right.
So what happens there? Because what? He's got maybe another year on his rookie contract. Breece Hall, he's going to want a new contract here probably at the end of the season. Or he's going to sit out.
Yeah.
So
he deserves one. So, right, they'll probably stick with Breece and, move on with Braylon,
That's just...
again, unless Breece has more injuries. I mean, if either one has injuries, they'll be gone, but...
Yeah. I'm okay with the picking up of Aaron Jones right now. I'm fine with that. And then you move on and you get another running back.
Well, yeah, I mean, we could have both. And the Packers, they could have... I mean, Marshawn Lloyd, that pick in the 3rd round looks so bad right now. That dude, he played with Caleb at USC, and he was nothing spectacular. When, again, they had the best running back right in the state. That's stupid.
Well, it's also, he's had 2 games. He's had 2 good games. Let's give him a season first. Let's see what happens. Pitts also had a really good 1 year, and then he's done absolutely nothing ever since.
Hey, he was one of the top tight ends week 1.
He's also done absolutely
That's something we need to get
nothing
into
ever
too.
Since.
That's something we need to get into too.
Oh, here we go.
You know what tonight is?
Yeah.
Passing of the torch for the greatest tight end, at least
No.
receiving wise.
No.
Well, actually, no. Pitts blocks too. He's a traditional tight end. The torch of best tight end in the NFL is passed tonight. Whether you're talking legit football or fantasy.
Oh my god. People are saying Brock Bowers is already significantly better than Pitts.
Well, and I was seeing, like, Gronk came out and said he's better than me. Like, dude, shut up.
Exactly. If nobody is talking about Pitts. Everybody's moved on from Pitts except for you. Everyone has moved on.
I like Brock Bowers a lot, but Pitts is a little bit taller, a little bit faster, a little bit stronger.
What do you think it says, though? That the entire league has moved on from this tight end that you absolutely love. Everyone else has moved on.
Yeah.
Except for you.
Because all they're doing is looking at the final score. Or, like, his
Also,
fantasy
output.
numbers.
Well, not ESPN and stuff. They're looking at his actual output. When he drops a ball every single game, when he's always dropping balls, he can't catch half the time. I mean...
So, I mean, like, what did they play Monday night? Last time, he was 3 for 4 targets, but the one target he didn't catch was basically a throwaway ball, which I was so pissed at halftime of that game because they schemed it up for Pitts perfectly, wide open, middle of the end zone, and Kirk under no pressure just throws the ball away, and it's way over his head. Like, dude,
We saw it all the time here.
I posted that gift. I was about done, but then he had a couple balls in the second half. They won. Again, they won a game they shouldn't have won. Saquon should have caught that ball, scored, and then it would have been 2 scores with like 2 minutes left. But Saquon choked, so.
He had a great week 1.
And his numbers were good week 2 too,
Yep.
but.
He did what I needed.
You know, fantasy wise, it was great. I'm saying real football wise though, we choked.
Yeah, but it's also like you can't just win off the game 1 play. There's also a million other things. That
So are
should
you
have done
still
better.
rolling with the Eagles against the Saints today?
Yeah.
That's one we're different on.
Yeah, the Saints.
Yep. I don't think the Philadelphia secondary is all that great.
You said Taysom Hill's out
Yeah, but fuck Taysom Hill.
because you don't have him in a bunch of leagues this year.
Kind of, but I don't think he played a lot last week.
No.
Either, but yeah, that Eagles secondary isn't that great. They had Matt Patricia there last year, fired him. Basically, they blamed him because they were so bad. And the Packers, they gave up a lot of big plays.
Yeah.
Atlanta, all they had to do with like a minute 40 left was not let them score a touchdown. Of course, they scored a touchdown. And, dude, my thing, Kirk, like, you know, again, I didn't watch a lot of week 1, obviously, because, you know, it was a noon game. But watching him in primetime, my thing was he wasn't not that athletic or the Achilles still bugging him. I just feel like he wasn't playing with a lot of confidence. And then towards the end, when things got going, then he was playing with confidence, good balls.
I don't think he's fully trusted his leg yet. I think he might be fully healed, but he's not trusting it. He's not putting enough pressure on it. No, I didn't watch fully that week 2 game. I just caught the very beginning and then I turned it off. But I just think it's going to take him a little bit to trust it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just long story short, it's not physical, it's mental.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he gets cooking tonight, like I said,
No.
passing of the torch.
No, he won't.
Just
I don't
like how everyone is loving Braylon Allen
I don't think
when I was talking about him back in May.
I don't think Kirk's beat the Eagles the last couple of years at all.
One last thing on Braylon Allen too. When I saw the tweet that Pro Football Focus had him the number 1 rated rusher of all the running backs. That was almost screenshotted. And then I responded to myself back in March telling you and Jackson about him. Because, I look like such a genius, but...
Because you watch one guy, and then you pick Marvin Harrison, who's the number 1 drafted rookie. You're just a genius, because you picked 2 of the main people that everybody's talking about.
But Braylon Allen, he was a later round pick. I mean, the GMs right now, they look stupid. How did he almost fall to the 5th round?
Okay, but you barely took him in any of the leagues.
Well, yeah, you sniped me in, 2 of them. Well, 1 FFG. Players only, I didn't think he was going to get as much play time as what he's getting. I would give you...
ball.
I would give you Mostert for him right now, Raheem Mostert.
Isn't he hurt? And I'm like, and Tua's out. You can't give me somebody without an actual fucking quarterback. They're gonna be behind. They're just gonna keep throwing it. That's why even when we were talking and doing, you kept sending me trades. I know the game you're playing. I'm looking at the draft. I'm not. But I'm not trading with you.
Long story short, I knew Braylon Allen had the ability. I just didn't know he was going to get the play time. I thought it was going to be week 1.
Knew he had the ability. If he went to a different team, he would have been higher on draft boards. He wouldn't have been round 3. But the problem 100%. Is he's behind Breece Hall.
Yeah.
But for me, the main reason I took him in a lot of our dynasties is because I think Breece Hall gets traded off season next year. If Breece Hall continues to do what he's doing, Breece Hall's gone. He's getting traded, right? Or they're going to trade Braylon Allen. One of the 2.
Yeah.
So, no matter what, I have 2 running backs on 2 different squads. It wasn't mainly a this year play, but it's best ball. If he plays, he plays. He gives me points.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. It's just, again, I have a real good team in players only, so I don't know. I just didn't have room for a guy that I didn't think was going to play a whole lot. Now, obviously, right, if I could go back in time.
Sure.
Yeah. Fuck Raheem Morris.
Yeah.
Or Raheem Mostert, but...
I think...
what else was I about to say there?
I think it's kind of weird. So, last season for fantasy, you were competitive, right? But it was a lot of, we were playing with morons that just like to trade all their picks and whatnot, so you just kind of stocked up on picks. And then it was kind of you were competitive, but it was kind of a year off. I think I'm more or less having that kind of season this year without getting all those picks that you had, because I'm right in the middle, right? I feel like I have a good competitive team, but I'm right in the middle for a lot of our leagues that we're in.
Yeah.
I just didn't get that income back because I traded a lot for last season's in a lot of our league, and now it's all right, here's the consequences of that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, again, even in the redrafts, I'm doing well. It's just I don't know. Again, normally September's my shit month, and then all of a sudden I lock in.
That means you'll get the injury bug.
Yeah.
Start in November.
I guess I'm you this year.
November, you'll be like, I don't have a fucking team to put together anymore. So, one other one I was gonna talk to you about. Oh wait, let's talk about this one. Ravens and Cowboys. Lamar's been pretty bad, and overall, Ravens haven't been that great, period. Mark Andrews can't get off the line because he has to basically be a lineman because the offensive line is so bad. The Cowboys looked awful last week.
Yeah.
Who do you think has the bounce back?
So I'm going Ravens.
Okay.
Because I just think they'll get the job done offensively.
Sure.
They kind of had the Raiders. They about put the Raiders away, and then they came back and won.
Yeah.
I don't know, not a whole lot.
So that's another one we're different on. I'm actually on the Cowboys side on that one, but I think it's close for me. It's just Mark Andrews on the line and how bad that offensive line kind of worries me a little bit, personally. And I don't know. I just feel like Cowboys have a little bit of more of a bounce back, but we'll see. I think that'll be a fun game.
Their defense makes me nervous. So, again, talking about our Super Bowl picks, like the Cowboys early on, like springtime was the team I was thinking about because, they got Zimmer back.
Yeah.
They got some Vikings. But then I saw some of the Saints highlights last week and they look washed. Kendricks. It's one of them.
It was nonstop on the red zone. They kept showing that game over and over because it was just scoring play after scoring play.
Alvin Kamara, he had 4 touchdowns?
Yep.
And then against Zimmer's defense, like 3 years ago here in Minnesota, he had 6 or 7 or something. Now it was like Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. We played the Saints, and so for whatever reason, Zimmer is not good against Alvin Kamara.
No. No, I don't know. I thought Zim would be a little bit better, but I think it might be the same situation that we had here when he was here. He's too old. Defense has kind of passed him by a little bit. I mean, we'll see, but it's kind of looking like it's still true, unfortunately. I don't know. It seems like he doesn't adjust either to whatever they're calling. He's still running the same stupid game plan that he runs every single week.
Yeah. It's just like some of the highlights too, they weren't even deep passes or anything. No. It's just short stuff to Alvin Kamara, what's going on.
Yeah.
I think Derrick Henry will take advantage of him.
Yeah. What we were kind of talking about the Saints. How surprised, because I'm fucking crazy surprised, the Saints are as good as they are, right? I was bashing the hell out of them before the season started. I thought they were going to be the worst.
You're not starting Derek Carr this week, right?
I am. I have to.
In the 10-man league?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I benched Kirk, though.
Okay.
I think I did. Or I benched Fields, one of the two. One of them is benched, but I have Derek Carr starting.
Hopefully Kirk.
I might have to check that. But Derek Carr looks actually fully fucking healthy. He looks... last year we saw glimpses of how good he could be, right?
It was towards the end of the year.
Then he got real hurt. And then he played anyway, and then he got bad hurt. I've always been a Derek Carr fan, but this is a lot different of a Derek Carr than we've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Why did I do that? All right, never mind. I bench Fields.
I better start him. Everyone watching, you better start Fields.
But Kamara looks great. I thought he wasn't going to be that great this year. Overall, the Saints look great. They look really fucking good. Rashid Shaheed looks amazing. Yeah. And I think Derek Carr has to rely on him a little bit. But overall, the Saints look really good.
And they really haven't even had to use Taysom Hill yet or any trick plays with him. So,
that's all stuff. I mean, they'll be saving basically until November-ish if they have to pull some of those cards out.
And he's healthy by then.
Yeah.
We'll see. I still like Atlanta in that division.
Yeah. We'll
so we can talk about the Tampa Bay and Broncos game. So saw a clip. Colin Cowherd is picking the Broncos.
Bo
saying-
Nix is awful.
And saying, yeah, basically that Bo is going to tear them apart
Oh
because
my
they're
God.
without a couple. So you know what pissed me off too? Who did the Bucks beat last week? The Lions.
Yeah.
In the picks, I had the Bucks,
Yep.
but then I switched like 10 minutes before. They were saying like, oh, Winfield and some other guy in the secondary's out.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going Lions. They're gonna throw on them.
Yeah.
And no, they still won. But I would have had that pick.
So for a lot of our picks, I've already picked through all the weeks, like just in case I forget like one day or
I'll do
whatever.
like a week ahead.
So I have for the whole season already all picked out, and then Monday, Tuesday, then I'll kind of go through double check because injuries obviously, and
Yeah.
then I'll check like this morning, and I went through again. I had the Bucks also picked, and then I heard all those injuries, and I fucking switched.
like an hour before.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
So yeah, that fucked me too. But then all of us picked Lions, right? I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. So it in the end it doesn't, I guess, matter that much, but it's a little annoying.
yeah.
I am kind of surprised and happy though. I've been double digits so far through week 2. Double digits, week 11 picks, then 10.
I feel good about my picks this week. I'll tell you that. I know I got one on you with the Saints Eagles game.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'll probably be the only one with Atlanta tonight.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you guys are going to take Atlanta over the Chiefs. So
No.
I'll pick up another point there.
No. The Chiefs' defense is a lot better than no. Chiefs' defense is better than the Eagles. Kirk is gonna get his fucking bell wrong. Pitts is gonna fumble, or just not catch balls.
That's the thing. They got to throw to him.
Even when they do.
I'm still pissed off before the halftime. Again, wide open, middle of the end zone. The dude is 6 foot, 6 feet tall. Shoulder pads, helmet on. And you don't see him?
Hey,
Get
look,
the hell out of here.
I hope they do well. I have Drake London, right, in our redraft. I need him to do well.
Yeah.
They're not gonna win.
All right.
It's just
You heard it
Hey,
here first.
I'll let you out of this gentleman's agreement for this. I'll let you switch back to the Chiefs because of just so you
No.
can say I was going to switch, but we talked about it, so I couldn't switch.
I love my Falcons at home.
No.
Steelers, that was a fluke game at home.
No.
Went to Philadelphia, beat them on the road.
No. You can have your Atlanta. I don't think your Jets have a little bit too easy of a schedule. That's why I've had to kind of pick them. Their bell is gonna get rung here pretty quick here.
Yeah. Well, I guess according to you, week 5, the Vikings are gonna go to London and beat them. Okay.
Hey, TJ plays. It's beyond over. If Addison is healthy and TJ plays, it's not even going to be a debate.
We'll
Won't
see
even
how
be a
Sam
debate.
Darnold does against his old team.
He's a lot better. He's in a lot better situation now.
Yeah.
Significantly.
But that's because the Jets were trash.
Let's see. Who else? All right, here's something we can talk about. The benching of Bryce Young. How you feel about it?
Well, luckily the one league I got Bryce Young, I also took Dalton just in case this happened or he got hurt or whatever. Fantasy football wise, my thing is, I'd probably still give someone a second for him.
Yep.
If I knew it was gonna be late, like I'm not that out on him, but
I'm trying to squeeze a third.
I'm not really seeking him either. You know.
No.
I mean, players only. I call them worthless now because I throw a fourth at the guy.
I threw a third in a player, and he didn't fucking do anything. I was like, dude, either accept or deny, so we can figure this out. But,
yeah. But yeah, Tampa Tom, he just wants to, I guess, wait it out, I guess.
Yeah.
I also posted that GIF just to see if he would say anything. Mr. 4-0.
Yeah. If you destroy him and then I win, I'm fucking gonna be.
Oh, you got him next week?
No, maybe not. Let me double check here. But I know this is the battle of the 4-0s this week. I did see that. Let's see. No, I have an easy week next week. Actually, the next 2 weeks.
Maybe we could talk about if there's any other quarterbacks out there that might get benched.
Kirk Cousins.
Young quarterbacks. No, Kirk just won a game.
I think that it's over for Brissett. I think Drake May will start, unfortunately.
I don't think next week. I think it's still going to be Brissett. But Richardson, what if he has another bad game?
Well, okay, you put all this hate on Richardson.
Well, dude,
and
how
it's
could
not
you lose to Green Bay?
Okay, here's. Let's look at the big picture here. Big picture. That defense is awful. It's so bad. You can't let Malik Willis fucking stomp all over you like that.
They put up 16 points.
Okay, but they also left wide receivers completely wide open, and Malik Willis just didn't see him. They were wide open all across the field the entire game. And that coach is beyond dog shit. Beyond dog shit.
He's the only coach that would pick Richardson.
No, he's not. He doesn't
He
get
came
to
from
pick.
Philadelphia. He thought he could just take anyone and make him the next Jalen Hurts.
Also, Richardson is still dealing with the shoulder injury.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard, when you're throwing and then you have a shoulder injury.
Soon.
Okay, yeah. But you also have. Okay, Lamar Jackson has been playing awful. You're going to bench him?
See, and where we're a little different, too, is you put Anthony Richardson in the Lamar, Kyler class. I put him in, the Tebow class.
Oh, my God.
This is going to be fun, but it's not going to last forever.
No. See, Lamar's
They went to the same college, too. That's the funny part.
Lamar's been playing awful. Awful. He's been playing awful football. You gonna bench him at some point?
Well, I mean, okay, week 1, he was an inch away from likely scoring and then them winning the game.
Okay, but he also overthrows everybody. He throws to people behind them almost all the fucking time.
He won an MVP trophy last year.
Okay, but he's also playing awful this year. Anthony Richardson was on his way to being the MVP before he got hurt. He was winning he was winning Rookie of the Year, everything. Everybody was talking about him. It was Richardson's season, and then he went down with the shoulder injury.
But that's the thing. The media hypes him up too much. And just like Tebow. And it's like, I like Tebow. You hate on him
too much.
I like Tebow, but I accept it too. He's not a good enough thrower or passer to play in this league.
A healthy Richardson is better than Lamar Jackson.
Clip it. If you're watching this, clip that.
Healthy Richardson against Lamar Jackson.
That means he's got to win an MVP minimum at some point in his career.
I can see that. If he can stay healthy, absolutely. Absolutely.
If you're starting an NFL franchise, you want Anthony Richardson or Caleb Williams?
Anthony Richardson. It's not even close. Richardson looks fucking awful.
Clip it.
I mean, Caleb Williams looked awful. He looks almost as bad as Will Levis does. And you cannot even close to argue with me about how bad Will Levis is.
Yeah, now
Will Levis is one of the
Will
biggest.
Levis has played two great defenses.
Will Levis throws the ball because he gets scared.
We'll see how Richardson does.
The coach is yelling at him on the sidelines like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Because he's just throwing the ball away.
Yeah. He thought he was Brett Favre.
Oh my God! No, you cannot be defending Will Levis in any way, shape, or form.
Here's the deal too. When we go back to our rookie picks, I would rather bust on the 112, 110, or whatever, a late first than an early first with Richardson.
Okay. But here's the thing. All of you guys. Will Levis, he's going to be good. Will Levis, he gets too much hate. Will Levis, blah, blah, blah. No. Absolutely not. He is so much worse than Anthony Richardson. So much worse. Beyond.
Who do the Titans play this week? Are they winning this week?
That's a good question. The Titans are playing Green Bay, I think.
Okay, so they'll get their first win today.
Yeah.
You know, the team Richardson just lost to.
All right. Well, we could also say this. How many times does a backup quarterback come in against somebody like even the Chiefs or the Bengals or whatever and then destroy them? All the time, because you haven't schemed to them. You're scheming to somebody else.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. It's not like it's an anomaly. Yeah.
Like with the Colts, all you had to do was score 17 points. Like,
all you have to do is score 17 points in the NFL.
You know,
I mean, that's not like it's the easiest thing in the world to do.
Green
Bay is actually a decent. Green Bay is actually a decent defense.
Yeah, and they are.
Right, you're going up against the best of the in the world, basically, the best athletes in the world. I mean, you're gonna have a bum week in there.
Okay.
Especially when you're hurt.
Okay. You know, if Richardson has another bad week, you better be buying the dip, just like with Fields.
Hey,
and who else? I'm trying to think. Who else do you like that was bad a week ago, or bad to start the season? I don't know, but I was like, you better buy that dip if you still have hope. But I can't think of the player.
I don't know what you're talking about. No, hey, if somebody is gonna give me Anthony Richardson for a third, done.
Wow.
Done.
Well, I would even take that because I know I can get a second or a first.
Then what kind of dip are you saying? A second? Okay. A first in 26? Okay. Done.
Well, that's not a dip. A first.
Well, okay. What do you think I would have to give up for Richardson now? Quite a bit. Because he's still a starting quarterback. He's still amazingly good. He still has the upside of the running. He still has a decent schedule.
If he has another 3 interception week, they lose, around like less than 15 points. Yeah, probably a couple seconds.
Done.
Second and another average quarterback. Something like that.
No, I'm not doing that. But 2 seconds? Done. Done.
Well,
wouldn't even think
I don't
about
have Richardson in any leagues.
Wouldn't
you
even
better be
about
hitting them up.
Would not even think about it. I'd do it right now for a first and a second. Done.
No, I'm not.
Done.
Nope. Nope.
Don't even have to think about it.
I don't want to lose. Forever. But now I kind of want to see if I can get them. I want a first and a second out of you.
No, there's no way. Anybody that has Richardson's not giving them up. No way. And which league do I have him in?
Your league that we can't trade or pick anyone up.
Yeah, because I also have Deshaun in that one. That was interesting. Let's talk about your Browns real quick. How you feeling about your Browns?
Well, against the Giants this week, they'll crush them.
They'll crush.
Defense has been solid.
Yeah.
Watson's kind of the X factor now. I didn't see the plays, but apparently Amari Cooper had a couple of drops.
Yep.
Don't love hearing that. Starting him in the league this week because I think he's due for a big week. And they're playing the Giants. Sam Darnold. We just crushed them. So Amari Cooper, no problem, man. Yeah.
How about because I'm gonna annoy the hell out of you for this one. I want to keep bringing it up. Right before week 2, I was like, I don't know, man. Something's just telling me to pick the Vikings against the Niners. I don't know what it is. Like something's bugging me about this game. I think I'm gonna pick the Niners. What did you message back?
No chance. I still don't believe it.
The Vikings have no chance to beat the Niners. That they destroyed them.
I wouldn't call it
destroyed them.
23-14, and there was one drive the Niners went for it on 4th down from like the 2 and didn't get it. So that could have at least been a field goal.
It
You
could
know,
have.
winning by 1 touchdown isn't destroying a team.
Well, okay, but if you're on the 2-yard line and you take a field goal, you're an idiot. You have to go.
Well,
for
and it was earlier in the game, so right, they should have just kicked a field goal.
No, you go for it every time.
Well, that's
somebody
fine
to
too.
go
They went for it.
Somebody to go 98 yards is hard, right? You're not expecting Sam Darnold to go and throw a 97-yard bomb.
And yeah, that was a little lucky.
Lucky? What are you talking about? That was a great
Niners,
throw.
The Niners should have. They had 2 guys. They just need to make the play, cover them.
You have the best wide receiver in the league. He's gonna make a play.
Well, you got 2 guys.
Okay. Okay.
The whole league, Mel Kiper, like there's noise there because they were bitching about cover 2, or basically just having your safeties deep to prevent stuff like that. And they should have made the play.
Hey, now there's not often that Vikings actually go deep though, and you're not gonna expect that the Vikings with Sam Darnold is gonna go deep. You're gonna think, all right, he's just gonna keep doing 5, 10, maybe 15-yard passes all the way up the field. You're not gonna expect a 38-yard bomb or whatever the actual throw was.
Yeah.
And whatnot. But then it's Justin Jefferson. X Factor. Right? You have Deshaun Watson as your X Factor. It's JJ every time.
Well, I mean, I guess when I say X Factor, it's like you play good, you can, or if you play really good, you can beat any team. If you play poorly, you suck. That kind of thing. I feel like.
Well, yeah.
When I say X Factor, that's what I mean.
Well, I mean, if JJ doesn't play as well as he did, they would have lost.
But I'd say JJ is more consistent than Watson over these last couple of years.
And
that makes sense.
I mean, you have Fred Warner trying to kill Sam Darnold at times, and and look, he played around it. He played just fine. They got to Brock Purdy so many times that they had Brock Purdy running scared. Hey, that's what I call a decimation. The only reason they caught up so much is because it was basically the Vikings' second team playing for most of the game. They could have that game would have been a hell of a lot worse if it wasn't most of the second team.
Yeah. Long story short, I didn't pick the Niners to make it a Super Bowl like you did, so.
Yeah, it's still early.
Or you were Lions or something.
No. Chiefs and Lions.
And then Jackson, because they kept Brandon Ayuk, he was Niners and well.
Yeah, I think he re-upped it as well.
Just have fun with those picks.
It's better than yours. Better than your picks.
We'll see. I mean, my guy just went down the field, 2 minutes left, and won a game.
Sam Darnold just threw a fucking 97-yard pass, and you're just like, that's no big deal.
That's something we need to see out of Darnold, though. 2 minutes left. Is that the countdown to the noon games? Oh, yeah. Holy cow. Already noon.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, yeah, we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah.
Mind the stop.
You have to go up a little bit.